Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Airport CEO. We are playing the release version, version 1 I believe, and there's been some little updates in between, but I'm assuming that's all kind of bug fixes and nothing really changing too much. Anyway, we in the last episode I wasted a bit of money by building these beforehand while I was actually still trying to plan things out. We've recovered a little bit of that, not all the way, of course. I am quite intrigued to see that we are making a lot of money. Well, not a lot of money, but we're doing a good amount of sales in this area. So what I thought I should do is maybe actually add a little restaurant in here as well. So if I could do maybe a restaurant that does about that, and they can walk through the restaurant, of course. So if I do a little bit of this, and let's see, we need a few things, and I thought I'd set it up. I'm just going to ignore that for now. So we'll set it up like this. So if I say, I believe this is the way. So if I kind of set that up that way, just the one I think is going to be fine. We'll grab ourselves a cooking station or two in line here. I believe that's the way we're going to do it. I'm going to grab a couple of fridges like so. I'm going to grab another cooking station over here, something like that. I know you need to kind of do all of that. Anything else that we can do? Maybe a stove next to the cooking station. Yeah, it seems like that's the kind of way we would want to do it. And we could again do something like this and grab ourselves, what else? One or two of these guys. I'm never sure what the direction of this is supposed to be, whether it's a self-serve or not. Let's do it that way around, and we'll get the coffee next to it, and we'll get another couple of fridges like so, and then I believe we'll just kind of close it off that way. I'll add one more in here or two more in there, and that's kind of what we're going to do there. Lots of people kind of walking through here. Now, what we need to do is we need to... Ooh, what is this? This is a fridge freezer. What's the size of that? I don't know. Let's not worry about that too much. What I would like to do is get a little bit of seating in place. So if we go with maybe a few seats just like this, spread across here with a few seats, something like that maybe. I think that should be okay. Now let's fill that in. I think that's going to be fine. If we do that, it should be okay. It's not going to overburden this area too much, and it should give us a decent amount of additional income. That's the plan, because we are making a lot of money. Our money is actually flowing fairly well. So let's say, what can we actually do in here? That's a 2-star Swift Veg. That's about the only one we can actually do. What would we need to do this one? 3 cooking stations. Now that's a little bit much. That's a little bit much for this one. That one would need a couple of extra display fridges instead. That's not too bad. Yeah, some of them are a little bit too much though. The bean display fridges is the one. Shall we go with this Swift Veg over here? I think that's going to be just fine. Let's go with Swift Veg. Let's sign Swift Veg in there. We'll get that going. Now let's provide them with a nice little flooring arrangement. I'm thinking maybe something like this looks a little bit like a cafe. If we do something like that, kind of has a bit of a cafe look and feel to it. I wanted to make sure we also grab a few bins. Maybe a bin over there, maybe a bin somewhere over there. Yeah, that actually works quite well. Not going to mess things around too much. And I thought we'd maybe grab ourselves this. Oh, that's actually not what I'm after. I'm assuming I'm after this instead. Am I? Ooh, that's a light one, so I'm after that one. So let's do a little bit of this. And I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll run them up here. So we'll do a few things like that, so that we kind of make sure to indicate where the main walkway kind of is. So hopefully we'll make a fair bit of sales here fairly quickly. Lots of people kind of hanging out, using the seats, buying their stuff over here, and our money, we're almost up at the 500,000 mark. I'm very tempted to start building out some of these areas. How are we doing over here? Still pretty decent, what are we missing out on? So those fuel A1 trucks are equalized there. Trucks are equalized, which is fine. These are pretty good. Let's start building out the rest of this though. So if we want to say, yeah, can we do that entire strip? We in fact can. It's not too much. Let's do that. I would really not mind doing that. That's awesome. I want to build that little section as well, so that we can start looking at what our end result in this general area would be. This one will have a double deck level, so we'll have to see how we ultimately do that. But for now, I can probably start opening some of this stuff up. So let's get rid of the wall in here. And once we get rid of the wall, we can then start looking at moving some of these things, getting the security in there, the secure zone in there, etc. Just make sure we build everything over there. One of the things we can do is put some windows in there. We haven't done that over here, so that's something that I'll be keen on doing. This, I can't move this. I'll have to delete it and get a new one. But actually, in the middle is not bad. So we'll have to keep an eye, see how that works. This is working fairly well. That's working fairly well. I think this one here is making a ton. Yeah, that one works, brings in a lot of money. A lot of money. Okay, let's get the secure zone sorted out over here. So we'll make sure to connect these up. Okay, that's going to be good. And let's put some windows in here. I think I'm going to like doing that. So let's actually, this I probably need to do in the planning view, so that we can see how it looks before we kind of decide to finish it off. So if we just do the large ones, and we do a couple of large ones in that way, I think that's okay. Towards this side, that's not going to work. Couple of large ones, and then if we do the medium one in the middle there, oh, that actually works fairly well. So if we do that, I think that should be okay. That's going to look pretty nice. So now let's just make sure to get all of those done. Hopefully people like the new environment over here, so they can actually see the plane. Excellent. We should be making a fair bit of money. We spent about 200,000 on doing this. But I think that is, we are making a fair bit of money. Let's quickly have a look at what our schedule is looking like at the moment. I believe we finished off all the research. Just double check that for a second. And we set up these guys over here. All our administrators are busy working towards reducing some of our fees and things like that. Our money, that's interesting. Oh, it's because we just spent some money, so it's dropped our average over 24 hours a little bit. But I think we are generally making a fair bit of money. What's going on? See, this is a pretty full schedule all the way through. So we can certainly start looking at adding, so it's about a day or so in advance. So we should be able to start adding some new contracts. Talking about contracts, let's have a look. In the last episode, we had some horrific issues with actually with negotiating some of these contracts. Let's see about negotiating this guy. Oh, hang on. We can't negotiate that guy. We can negotiate some of these, I believe. Is that right? Yeah, we can negotiate some of these. Got some points available. Let's see what we can do in terms of negotiating this one. I'd rather we put more negotiation power on the big ones instead of the small ones, because that's really where the money is. So if we go even up that high now, I think that's not generally likely to happen. This one should kind of work, I think. What's going to happen? Decline? My goodness, so 90% is just not good enough? Let's see, goose wings. Let's negotiate that one. Oh, this one is already pretty well negotiated. If we up that a little bit more, even at the existing rates, it's going to be a tough one to to get across the wall. Let's reset that offer. Let's move over to Maple and see if we can't get this one up to another level. Probably not. So you're going to have to negotiate it like that. So let's send that offer and see about getting that one resolved. That's fine. Heavy fuel. Let's negotiate heavy fuel. I'm hoping we can reduce this fee even more. Let's see about that much. We got a bit of our own in here. So that's reducing that even more. Expected 92%. Really, I think we should be able to get that across the line, right? Yes, thank goodness. Okay, so we've reduced our fuel price even more. Let's go back to Goose Wings. I think we only have the one little section there, so we'll just do that and we'll see about that. Okay, they've accepted the same offer that we've had there at the moment. So once you go about negotiating it the first time and then looking at it the second time, it does start, it seems like they're able to claw back some of this stuff. Claw back some of the fees. What's going on over here? Why are people just kind of queuing through here? Anyway, that's okay. I was at some point wondering whether I should increase the size of these bathrooms. They kind of start to feel a little bit small to me in the context of this area. But generally, I like this area a fair bit. We can fill all kinds of things in here though. And then we need to start wondering what we're going to do in some of these spots. One of the things I certainly want to do is actually add an additional one of these guys. So what I'll do is I'll actually make a template from it. So if we say save a template, like so, and I believe if we do Alt or Shift, if we do Shift, it brings the room with it. So this is a baggage carousel. Let's just say baggage carousel. Let's just make it small. Baggage carousel small over here. We'll make sure to get. Is that the one? Oh, we'll have to do it. Did I save one? Let's have a look. Baggage collection small. Let's save that template and see what we get from it. Yeah. What else do we have? Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. So if I do this, that should in fact be a reasonable one to place there. What we could do is actually grab. I think this is what I'm doing there. Yeah, absolutely. So that's about right. We can bring in the other stuff here so that we can get ready for the next terminal. This will be terminal 2. So we need terminal operations actually. We'll have to have a look at painting our terminals as well. So we'll look at that right now. Anyway, we can start by dipping these guys in. And we can do maybe another staff room in this area. I wouldn't actually mind doing a nice little area all the way through. We probably need some of this. Some of that. That feels a little weird to me actually. Can I delete this and put a wall in there? Don't necessarily want people to be walking through there anymore, and it's a little weird that we've got that area designated the way it is at the moment. So let's quickly just clear out a fair bit of that. There we go. That should be just fine. Now let's go back in here. We still don't have two queues that are too poor. We do have this guy underground, so we'll just have to see how we deal with that. Okay, let's quickly get these things in place. Okay, so we would like the high-speed ones, please. Just out of there a little bit. It doesn't necessarily have to go that far, to be honest. It has to go that far underground anyway, so we may as well put it underground quicker. So if we do a little bit of this, go back to that, go underground. Yeah, that's the concern that I was having. So if I decide to do a little bit of this, trim that in that way. Now I'll just need to find where that other one is. Up, please. Illegal position? Why is that? Oh, you know what? This goes up to a level. That's fine. Let's do that. That's going to be just fine. And we will try that in. It was interesting how it recorded that, though. Up to about there and over there. That's just a fairly costly operation to do that. But now that's what's up and running, so we should be able to make it work for the next terminal over here. I don't mind it much. I don't mind it at all. How's our money? Money is coming back in, so I can potentially start looking at building out this one and then welcoming some more flights. If I sort out our operation here, I might have to run this one through this way and try and keep this here. Yeah, I think that will work well. Let's build it. If we can, in fact, afford it, let's build it. Insufficient funds. Unfortunately, we can't afford it. It's well, let's build it up to here. Like so. Wow, that's pretty pricey. So we'll build it up to there. Now the question is, do we go straight for the next level or do we open up another flight over here? No, I don't want any of you guys delayed. Why are you being delayed? People are able to get through there though. Doesn't look... what's the issue here? Baggage? People? People. Baggage. Oh, it looks a little slow here, but that's actually working fairly well. Yeah, we've got an issue with people, it seems. No, it looks okay. Looks okay. Everything there works. That is brilliant. Okay. Okay, so that's looking good. Okay, now what's the next piece? Since it's pretty slow for us to get our money to work here, so let's see about building one of these guys. There we go, 75k, and now let's plan out what we're going to do with this, and we may run it down here instead. So grab the planning tool for the time. Actually, say close that guy. Grab the planning tool. Staff, janitor. Yeah, janitor's okay. I don't mind the janitor, please. Go for the planning tool and get the taxiway. So if we go taxiway, so taxiway really needs to be. What do we have here? We had 9 over here. 7, 9, and actually 10th because we didn't. We ran it one that way. So if we go. That's where we're going to run it. We'll do just a little bit like this. Now let's plan out this piece. That's good. I like that idea. I can take this away and put another one in here actually. Oh yeah. Oops, that's not what I'm after. I want to get rid of some of this stuff. Yeah, I think that's going to be fine. Yeah, I think that's going to be just fine. Let's do that. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of that. Get rid of all of that. That's fine. We'll get rid of these guys over there. Excellent. And I'll build in another one of those guys as well. Okay, let's do that. We should be able to afford another. Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. That's planning wise. Now let's just get the road connection in here. Service road all the way through here. Need some lights over here maybe as well. That's okay. Now the question is, are we going to use this area over here first? So let's just see. I am after this one, this piece here. We're still in planning, so let's just plan out all of that over there. Wonder how that's going to look if we do something like that. Oh man, that actually looks reasonable. I wish I didn't lose the water. Can I put the water back? If I go out of planning mode, just out of planning mode, please. Okay, now I believe I should be able to put the water back. I can, because it does do a little bit of this kind of setup. That looks fine. I actually like that quite a lot. Now it's going to be a bit more interesting over here as well. Nice, I like that. Now, can we pay for some of this? We can certainly pay for some of this. Let's see about getting some of this paid for. That's pretty cheap, so we'll go ahead and get that done. I think this is okay. We'll pay for that one. That's costing us a little bit more. Now, if we pay for this, that's not too bad. We'll pay for that, so we at least get a little bit of a run-up starting over here. And then we'll have people kind of loop around over there. So let's just make sure that this is kind of a one-way setup. So that's one way this way. That's fine. They should be able to sort that out. I need a little bit more. I need a little bit more in terms of getting these connected through here and through there. Don't need that just yet. Certainly need this one and certainly need that one. Now, what we'll do is we'll get that sorted out. I can again stop this because I don't want things to be assigned to it just yet. That's one of the issues with having the auto assign going on. Don't do that one just yet. So that should be okay. So now we should be able to open these two up for business. And the question is really, do we do it on the one level over here and we get more flights coming in? And I think the answer to that is pretty much yes. So let's just assign that guy over there. Before we go nuts and open these guys up, this is supposed to be the international one and it's supposed to be the other terminal. So let's create the terminal areas over here. So if terminal area covered by terminal, not covered by terminal. Okay, well that's fine. So the intent is that we terminal up this. And I do wonder whether this means anything for us. And what I'll do is I'll extend this terminal up to about there. So that's a terminal. Now the next terminal is this one all the way over here, and I wouldn't mind actually getting the big flights in place at some point. And what we'll do is terminal 2 over here. Oh, they're connected. Hang on. We'll make sure to disconnect them over here, like so. So we've got terminal 2 over there, and then terminal 2 will have all of these guys in place. Some planned, some unplanned. Let's make sure that's that. Why doesn't it not? Oh, because it's not actually built. These, on the other hand, are built. So let's make sure to get them all tied in there. 13 parking spaces. That's not quite right, is it? Okay, it's connecting up here again. That looks better. I'm not sure whether there's any issues with some of this. Let's have a look at our setting. Actually, let's run it and have a look at some of our settings. Operations. Can we do... Is there any settings under the dashboard, maybe? Wow, our expenses are a little high. Email, lots of emails. Economy. We need to have a look at some of these fee structures, actually. Loans, definitely no loans. Fees. Let's have a look at fees. Can we... How's our rating with regards to general aviation? It's not great. And what is that saying that's not great? Yeah, infrastructure quality. Yeah, because it's grass. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. What's going on with medium? Mediums are pretty happy with us, actually. Security is awesome. Passengers are good. What are they saying, complaining about over here? Services available to passengers. Okay, so maybe we should need to work on some of our services a little bit. Okay, bathroom usage is not being, there's a vending machine markup. I don't want these guys to be delayed at all. De-icing fluid, can we charge a little bit more? Why is everything being delayed? Do we have people stuck somewhere? I'll have to have a look at that now. Now the question is, can we in fact up our runway usage fees a little bit? For small aircraft, maybe a little bit. For medium, yeah, they kind of complain straight away if you do that. And for general aviation, actually we'll up general aviation a little bit. So there's a bit to work on over there. We should have, ramp agents is not quite enough anymore. And now we're getting a shortage of some pushback trucks and the likes. Why? Where are you hanging out at? Okay, now, not attached to terminal. This could cause various job tasks not to be executed. Okay, so what I'm going to do is then I'm most certainly going to assign this to a terminal. That's what our problem has been over here. So let's assign all of that to a terminal. So now we've got baggage bay. The only things we don't have is check-in desks and public transport not associated with it. What does this mean? Not enough service vehicles. There's not, yeah, that's fine. I think we've sorted that piece out now. So now what that means is probably going to need another vehicle area over here. It's good I saw that, actually. It is good I saw that. So let's find ourselves one of these guys, and we'll place it in here. So we'll set it back a little bit like so. And we'll put the service road in there. Why are you... I know why you're doing that. And let's just give you the kind of the flooring situation that you're after. I believe it's over here somewhere. There we go. So if we do then a little bit of this, I think that should be just fine. Now we can actually put some vehicles in that one to be able to sort that out. Why am I getting a lot of people being delayed? Oh yeah, it's because of the service vehicle stuff. Okay, fine. We'll sort out the service vehicle pieces right now. It's going to be take a dip of our cash just a tad if we're going to do that. So that's okay. I was hoping to go double level sooner rather than later. But what I'm after here, so for now, before we go double level, let's go ahead and get our security operation, our passport checks and the likes in place here. So I'm thinking, first things first, make this a secure zone. Okay, all the way up there. And all the way through here. Okay, secure zone. And then from here, let's step it in a little bit over there. And then we'll make this a bit of an international spot for us to deal with. And to be honest, let's just run it through there again. Nice. And now what we'll need to do is add some of these things in here. Okay, so what I'll do for the time being, I'm just going to do a couple in and a couple out. I'll do that. Let's do this. Maybe 4 in, and what we'll do is 4 out once I squeeze this back in there. We'll do about 4 out, and we're only going to do it like so. So I like that idea, and then what we'll do is we will use a wall just to kind of wall this section off. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to run the wall right over there and right over here, and we will also go ahead and clear off this piece of the international section over there, and that's going to be your way in and out. So no, let's not leave those guys out. I know we're now probably struggling with a few things. Let's get a few ramp agents. Staff, get me some ramp agents, please. Wow, now we can hire a few more. That's awesome. Let's reject some of these that doesn't seem to be well trained. Let's not delay any of our flights anymore. Let's see about getting some more ramp agents. We'll get you to come on in. And we'll get you to come on in. Hopefully that'll sort us out for now. We'll probably need a few janitors and the likes. What's going on here? Are we still behind? Wow, now there's a massive issue here. Relocated notification, no available check-in desks, assigned stands terminal. What? Oh, crap. This is why this thing is going crazier and crazier. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're probably going to need to do one for the second terminal as well. So, ooh, this is quite interesting. I've never actually experienced this much of a concern. So if we do that for terminal 1, trim a little bit of that out. We'll go in here. Ooh, actually add that. We'll trim some of this out of here. And now what I'm kind of interested in is, can we, this is buses, that's taxis. Do we need to give it a spot? We probably need to give it a spot, right? Maybe we'll have to make this entire thing terminal 1. I'm just thinking, so this side will be terminal 1, then that side will be terminal 2. We're going to have to do that. It's not going to, yeah, it's not going to work. It's not going to work the way I wanted this to work, actually. It's not going to work the way I wanted it to work. Let's link up all of this stuff. We'll get this all to be terminal 1. We'll get all of that to be terminal 1. And for now, probably this. We're missing. Okay, so what we'll do is let's run terminal 1 down here as well. Something like that. How's that? So now we're actually having a fair bit of stuff in and ready for terminal 1. Unfortunately, we've had all kinds of issues with that. Hopefully we've sorted that out now. We're starting to get ready for some international flights over here. I'm quite keen to get that up and running. Probably taken a little bit of a hit with regards to our money, our budgets, due to us not properly implementing terminals. That's a little interesting. Let me add an extra one of these guys. Yeah, so let's just get one more of these medium guys to operate. Do a little bit of that, do a little bit of this, and over there, that should be okay. Passengers only, please. Hopefully we'll get some security officers here now. Let's add a few staff members. Actually, let's get a few more ramp agents, and then we'll grab a couple of janitors. 1, 2, 3, 4 janitors and passenger service agents. Let's get 1, 2 passenger service agents. Oh, I wanted security. That's actually why I was in there. So let's just grab ourselves some security, not executive, security officers. Ooh, pretty good. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Get 4 of them to come and work that spot there. The fair bit going on over there. Hoping to open up some of the extra stuff fairly soon. Get our money back up and running. Hopefully all of this will kind of work okay. An area without terminal coverage has unclaimed job tasks but no employee correct in this job area. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? For the time being, we'll go back to the whole terminal thing. Can I just kind of clear out this terminal completely? I think for now, we'll come back and do that once we've planned it out a little bit better. I had no idea it was going to actually do what it did over there. So hopefully the whole thing will start operating again. I'm pretty keen to get our international flights up and running over here. Pretty basic stuff just now. But yeah, keen to get all of that to work at some point. Okay, guys, I think that's where I'm going to put the end of this episode. We need to work our way through a few delays that we're seeing over here. But then hopefully our money will come flying back and we can start bringing in some additional flights over here. And I'm hoping to double the level here, but I think the level doubling is going to have to wait a little bit longer. I'm just thinking we can go around there, but I wouldn't have minded going underneath. There might be room to go underneath over here again. And we'll come back up on this side. Yeah, something like that. We'll see about that. Okay, yeah, so thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. We may have to expand this again. If you've got some comments, leave them down below. And I will see you in the next episode. I think things are going okay. Money's a little tight, but I think things are going okay. See you next time. Bye-bye.